It's important that you listen to what your body's telling you, because not everyone will recover the same. Okay? The most important things is that we think about our posture, that we're well aligned when we're doing an activity. It's also important that we're in control. Okay, so don't just push into doing things or choose the harder options and really find yourself straining or having difficulty with the exercise. It's really important that we're maintaining that alignment, we're in control before we move to those higher levels. Having said that, during the exercises, what you shouldn't feel is any downward or outward pressure through the abdominal muscles or down through the pelvic floor. If you're feeling heaviness or a bearing down, your body isn't supporting you well enough and you need to choose the easier options. Okay, going on from that even further, if you're having the bearing down and out or you're having any accidents or leaking, then that's certainly a sign that you shouldn't be taking those higher level of exercise. You need to choose something from the easier band because we shouldn't be experiencing any of those things during the exercise. If you have any pain or problems during an exercise, again, don't just keep doing it. Yes, you should feel some work, but you shouldn't feel pain. Pain and strain, you need to let me know so I can adjust the exercise for you. All right? Otherwise, it's really important here that we smile, we have fun, and whatever your baby is up to, if they need to hop in the pram and to settle for a sleep, that's fine. I can give you exercises to do. If you need to feed, that's fine as well. There's things that you can do. So whatever is happening with your bub, if you need to change from what everyone else is doing, that's fine. We can work with that. All right, so if there's any problems, any issues, please just let me know and we'll address them as they go. Are there any questions? No? Ready to start? Okay, where we're going to start is in standing. Our bubs can have a bit of a rest on the mat. And what I want to start with is just loosening ourselves up, finding our posture. If we're moving into it, if you've been sitting or you've been tense or tired or doing a lot of things for a while, we tend to be a little bit twisted, a little bit slumped. And it's good to just kind of loosen up and find a really good posture before we start exercising, so we're not exercising in that sort of slump type position. Just take note. What I want you to think about is being long and tall. Almost imagine that you've got a magnet on your head, there's another magnet on the roof, and they're trying to draw themselves together. So I don't want you to pull yourselves back or be tense, because good posture is not tense. Good posture is being able to move freely from a good position. Okay, so think long, okay? Take a note through your body now. Is there anywhere that's sort of feeling a bit stiff or tight? Okay, and be aware of that because there'll be some movements here that might help you loosen that up and you might want to spend more time on those. But where we're going to start is our breathing. I want you to take a very slow, deep breath in through your nose, fill up your lungs, hold it for a moment, and then let it go. It's really important we find our rib cage again. So just take a few slow, deep breaths. Think about swelling up the lungs and this part of the rib cage, not lifting the shoulders, just getting that nice expansion through the chest. Nice and slow. Find those ribs. Get that nice motion happening. Okay, have a rest for a moment. And now with your breath, add some arms. Go long towards the roof and breathe out. What you looking at? Can you do it too? And once more. So loosening up. Okay, let's think about our necks now. Imagine your chin sitting on a table. We're going to slide our chin back and forward. So our eyes are going to stay level. We're going to create a bit of a double chin. So just feeling back, getting a stretch through the upper part of the neck. Try not to force it, just work within the motion you've got. And relax. Okay, this time let's tuck the chin in slightly. Look over one shoulder. It's quite common to get a little bit tight and stiff through the neck as we're bending and feeding and looking at our babies so much because they're gorgeous. So a few side to side. And relax. Now tuck the chin in, tip sideways, back to the middle, tuck in, tip the other side. So keep looking forward. Once more each side. Just work within what's a comfortable stretch. Don't force it at this time. We're just loosening up. Okay, let's go with the shoulders up, back and around. Okay, let's add some motion. Get a little bit more movement all the way through, loosening up. Soften the knees. Take your weight from one side to the other. Try and feel a nice fluid motion. You might be starting to feel, oh, I'm a little bit tight or stiff. So just gently work into that. Okay, stopping there. We're going to roll ourselves out. And then open out, drop the elbows in, and roll. So we're getting a nice, bring the shoulder blades in, arching through the middle part of your back. It's a good spot to feel tight and sore when you're doing a lot of feeding and sitting, and lots of lifting and carrying that you do with a new bub. Don't force yourself, just work within the motion, loosening up, enjoying the movement. Okay, stopping there. Arms out, shoulder level. Just your hands now. Try and reach one hand towards one side of the room and then the other. This is a side glide. So the arms are staying level. Last one. Okay, let's move down to our pelvis now. Imagine that your pelvis is like a bucket. I want you to tip water out the front of the bucket and then tip some water out the back of the bucket. Okay, so it's just rocking back and forth. Don't want our bodies to be rigid. We want to have nice, controlled motion. Okay, let's make it a circle. Now you can use these movements before you start any exercise or just throughout the day if you find particular ones useful for areas that are feeling stiff or tight in your posture. After a feed maybe. Okay, let's make it trickier. Let's turn it into a figure of 8. Now make your figure of 8 go the opposite direction. Hi, gorgeous. Okay, stopping there. Let's take one leg out to the side. A lunge sideways. Bring your arm down, stretch yourself up towards the ceiling. And relax. And then the other way, down. Think long through your arm rather than necessarily just over. And then the other way. Okay, bring your feet back together. You're going to take a step forward, a lunge forward. Keep your toes pointing forward. Bring your arms behind, just get a stretch through the front of the chest, stretch through the calves as well. Okay, now bring your arms up. Stretch the arm at the front on the same side as your front leg up and reach back with the other one. So really lengthening up. And then change to the other side. So lunge forward first, get that little bit of a stretch down through the lower part of your leg, your calf area. Stretch out. Hello, Miss Elsie. Do you want to run the class? Okay, now bring the arms forward and up. Stretch long, up towards the ceiling. Okay. And relax. Now just come back to that starting posture that you had. Just take note, do you feel you should feel a little bit looser, a little bit taller, maybe a little bit less tense through the area. That means you're ready to exercise. As I said, you can choose a range of those things depending on where you feel tight within your own body.